Hold on a minute. Brooke Bailey pulled off the most shocking scandal of the year. What if we told you that Brooke had taken Chrissy Lampkin's son right in front of Jim Jones? You read that correctly. This rumor isn't just another one. We're seeing a whole plot unfold. Just consider what Jim Jones is going through right now. His entire world is ready to collapse because of Brooke Bailey. But how exactly did this happen? Is it a minor kidnapping, or is there something much more serious? When you thought it couldn't get any stranger, we reveal the shocking details, the secret meetings, and the intricate web of events happening in the background. The twists and turns are crazy, and we have inside information that no one else is talking about. What's the real story here? Or was Brooke planning this all along? The betrayal between Jim Jones and Brooke. Chrissy, keep checking back. This is a scandal you won't want to miss. It will get ugly, so bring some popcorn. How are you today, people? We're going to get into some major drama with Jim Jones, Brooke Bailey, and Chrissy Lampkin. This isn't the kind of drama you see every day. I assure you, it's messy. And if you've been following hip-hop culture, you'll want to stay put because things are about to become insane. You probably know Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin. In addition to a relationship with Jim Jones, he's a well-known figure in the hip-hop industry and the rapper behind songs like We Fly High. Fans worldwide have praised Chrissy Lampkin's efforts in the reality TV industry, and their long-lasting romance made them a power couple. However, it now seems that their relationship is growing more strained, and Brooke Bailey is the focal point of it all. It's evident that Brooke Bailey has been involved in the scene for a while. She is well known in some circles, has a substantial social media following, and, let's just say, has never shied away from stirring up controversy. However, nobody saw the action coming that essentially cemented the foundation of Chrissy Lampkin and Jim Jones' relationship. That action was taking Chrissy's son. Yes, this isn't just any small drama. It's true that Brooke Bailey kidnapped Chrissy Lampkin's son. Before you think this is a television show plot, let me assure you, this is real and already happening. The whole situation is unfolding right in front of our eyes, with people talking and the internet buzzing. Let's take a look at how it all started. Although Brooke Bailey has been well known for a while, what made her the main focus of this massive scandal? We need to look at Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin's relationship to understand how it all began. They have been together for over 10 years, and while they have certainly had their ups and downs, they have generally always been regarded as a stable couple. In particular, Chrissy has put up with a lot from Jim. Despite the fact that they have both gone through personal struggles, Chrissy has remained loyal to Jim. Up next, on the surface, Brooke seemed like just another friend in their circle. But the public was ignorant that she was playing a dangerous and drawn-out game that would eventually ruin Chrissy's perspective of her connections. In addition to being a friend, Brooke had a purpose, which it was made clear when she chose to kidnap Chrissy's son, Jim Jones. As we now know, a few things had ensnared him in controversy in the past. One thing is certain, though, Jim Jones's life will change, and he will have to deal with the fallout from Brooke's actions. How is this even accomplished by Brooke? How did she get away with taking Chrissy's son in front of everyone? There are those who argue that Jim had no idea what Brooke was doing, and others who contend that he was fully aware of the situation. Was it as simple as just showing up and taking him? Let's say that Brooke had to work behind the scenes to gain access and trust as a member of their inner circle. It wasn't until everything went awry that anyone realized what had been going on behind the scenes. But why would Brooke take such drastic action? Was retaliation her only motivation, or was there a deeper problem at work? Before we look at the causes and results, let's take a look at Chrissy. As you may have noticed if you have been following Chrissy Lampkin, she is a strong woman who never holds back when speaking her mind. Her life, career, and reputation have all revolved around her relationship with Jim Jones. But this betrayal is on a whole new level. Imagine placing your trust in someone for years, only to find out later that they have been betraying you. Chrissy's world has completely changed as a result of this betrayal, and she is currently coming to terms with the reality of what has happened. Jim Jones is then present. After years of being in a committed relationship with Chrissy, this man's loyalty is now being questioned. How does he fit into all of this? Did he know about it? Or did Brooke execute the perfect betrayal without his knowledge? We don't yet know the public's opinion, but Jim's loyalty and relationship with Chrissy will be tested to the limit in ways they never could have imagined. The internet has been going crazy ever since the stories of Brooke's behavior surfaced. Fans are furious and accusing each other everywhere, while others are questioning how Chrissy let this happen in the first place. Even though many are rooting for her, Brooke isn't giving up. The media is definitely waiting for her to speak out and defend her actions. But for now, She is keeping quiet. What happens next, though? How will this story unfold, and what impact will it have on Jim? We know Chrissy and Brooke that this is far more intricate than it seems, and the drama is far from over. We're just getting started. So, welcome back, everyone. The specifics of what happened between Brooke and Jim and how this betrayal was found will be explored in greater length in the next section. You won't want to miss it. If you thought part 1 was crazy, don't worry. As the world watches, Chrissy Lampkin and Brooke Bailey are not going to back down. Let's just say that things are going to get much more chaotic. Let's examine the backstage events and the slow unraveling of this whole controversy. The juicy part is about to start. What exactly happened, and how is Chrissy Lampkin's son abducted by Brooke Bailey? The reality is stranger than fiction. You won't believe this. It has been months since Brooke began playing the long game. She was more than just a group member. She was personally invested in how this whole situation turned out. Yes, Brooke and Chrissy were dating, but their relationship wasn't ideal. There was constant tension between them, especially when it came to matters involving Jim Jones and the family. According to the story, Brooke saw an opportunity to get closer to Jim. She was looking for more than just a casual acquaintance. She was looking for something more meaningful. She knew that Chrissy and Jim's relationship had not always been straightforward, especially when it came to their complicated blended family relationships. The public's perception of Chrissy's child was not that of a simple child. Rather, he represented her legacy, her relationship with Jim, and her ability to provide for her family. As a result, Brooke seized the chance. Though Brooke was playing a much more important game, she knew that the longer she kept things secret, the more people would doubt Chrissy and Jim's relationship. She wasn't afraid of criticism, and controlling the narrative was more important than a mother losing her child. Making trouble, making a big show, or taking Chrissy's son for a few days wasn't the only goal. Then how did Brooke do it? According to anonymous sources, Brooke used her connections within Jim Jones' inner circle to allegedly leak information. Would be out of town, and Chrissy would be preoccupied with her own responsibilities. This allowed Brooke to enter and abduct Chrissy's son covertly for an extended period of time. She knew she was playing chess, for instance, and Chrissy was unaware of it. But what did Jim Jones think of this? Even though we don't know for sure, there is little doubt that Jim's role, or lack thereof, in this situation will be a hot topic of conversation. Did he participate, or did Brooke use him as a pawn in her scheme? Some contend that Jim was just as caught off guard as Chrissy, while others maintain that he was fully aware of what Brooke was doing. Regardless of the circumstances, this episode has definitely raised questions about his relationship with Chrissy. Let's not forget the general public's reaction to all of this. It has been shocking. Ever since the announcement, there has been a lot of discussion online as people make assumptions about what's truly going on behind the scenes. How could Brooke have done this to Chrissy? How could she just up and leave without a trace after taking Chrissy's son? On social media, admirers are taking sides, with sarcastic followers venting their anger. The media's betrayal of Brooke is at the forefront, with many demanding that she immediately return Chrissy's boy and accusing her of damaging the household. On the other hand, many people question Chrissy's parenting skills and wonder how Brooke could have done this without Chrissy noticing. Others are accusing Jim of being careless and allowing things to spiral out of control. But, of course, there will always be those who are just enjoying the drama while unwinding and munching on some popcorn. What's really going on behind the scenes, though? Is there more to this story than meets the eye? Some sources have suggested that Jim Jones's family is part of a larger conspiracy. Jim's mother is allegedly involved and may have assisted in the planning of Brooke's actions. Is there a more intricate family dynamic at play here that goes beyond Brooke's efforts to prove herself? One linked to Jim's mother's covert manipulation of circumstances? Jim and Chrissy have been at odds for a long time, as Chrissy has always been disliked by Jim's mother. We'll have to wait and see whether these reports are real, but according to some, this might be her way of destroying their relationship. In the meantime, Brooke is remaining silent. Despite the fact that she hasn't spoken up yet, you can be sure that the media is waiting for her. This controversy is giving the media a field day in an effort to get behind-the-scenes stories and exclusive interviews. Every source is following suit, and nobody is safe from the swarming paparazzi cameras. Will she defend what she did, or will she keep quiet and let the opinions of the public speak for her? This is a story that will never be forgotten, regardless of what happens to Chrissy. One thing is certain, though, Brooke's actions have caused a huge public backlash that will probably keep people talking for months to come. When that happens, you can bet that the entire globe will be watching. However, a more important question remains. Will Jim and Chrissy be able to move on from the scandal? Will their relationship be repaired? Or has it already been harmed? We'll have to wait and see how everything works out. Will Brooke be seen as the crafty homewrecker, or will she be successful in making herself the protagonist of her own tale? The Brooke Bailey scandal is more significant than anyone could have predicted. If she thought that this incident would be her big break, she was mistaken. Public trust is a delicate asset that is very hard to regain once it has been lost. The situation is evolving, and it seems like things will only get stranger from here on out. However, I would like to know if you think Brooke will make it through this, or if you think everything will go against her. Will Chrissy Lampkin be able to fight back and win, or will she end up falling in love with Jim Jones again? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. If the scope of this scandal has shocked you, we'd love to hear it. To make sure you don't miss any updates, don't forget to like this video, hit the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about this video if you want to be up to date on the latest rumors and breaking news in the world of celebrities. I can assure you that you won't want to miss the next big scandal, which is coming up soon. Spread the word if you believe others should be aware of how bizarre this story is. The more people talk about it, the more fascinating it gets. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you soon for more amazing wild stories that are only found here. Be honest until the next time, and be ready for the next great scoop. Peace be with you. You won't believe this, but Jim Jones just found himself in the middle of an airport brawl that might have ended his career for good. The internet is on fire right now, and social media is exploding with reactions as shocking new details keep coming out. Eyewitnesses say it started as a heated argument, but with NCC on the scene, things took a turn for the worse. Punches were thrown, security was called, and now industry insiders are whispering that this could be the final nail in the coffin for Jim Jones' career. But here's where things get even wilder. Some say this wasn't just a random altercation. Rumors are swirling that this fight was deliberate, a calculated move tied to some major industry beef that's been brewing behind the scenes. If that's true, this changes everything. So, what really went down? Who was Jim fighting? And most importantly, will this scandal cost him everything he's worked for? Buckle up, because we're about to break down every single shocking detail, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. The entire internet is buzzing after Jim Jones found himself in the middle of a full-blown fistfight right in front of stunned passengers. And trust me, this wasn't just some random altercation. Insiders are now coming forward with explosive details revealing that this fight may have been planned from the very beginning. It all started as a normal day. Jim Jones was spotted at the airport rocking his usual fly gear, moving through security like any other traveler. He didn't look stressed. He didn't look worried. But what happened next, nobody saw coming. Eyewitnesses say that as Jim was walking towards his gate, a man suddenly stepped in his path. At first, it looked like a casual conversation, maybe even a misunderstanding. But within seconds, the energy shifted. Voices were raised, fingers were pointed, and the tension became unbearable. And then, boom, Jim swung first. A clean right hook straight to the guy's face, sending him stumbling back. People gasped. Some scrambled out of the way, while others pulled out their phones to record every second of the madness. The mystery man wasn't just going to take that hit. He charged back at Jim, throwing wild punches, some landing, some missing. Jim tried to block, but the situation had already spiraled out of control. Within seconds, airport security rushed in, trying to break it up, but not before one last brutal punch connected right to Jim's jaw. Now here's where things get really crazy, because this wasn't just some random dude Jim bumped into at the airport. No, this was something way deeper. Within minutes of the fight hitting social media, rumors started flying like wildfire. People started connecting the dots, and the industry insiders spilled some serious tea. According to multiple sources, this man wasn't a stranger at all. In fact, some claim he's connected to major power players in the industry, the kind of people you do not want to mess with. And if that's true, this fight wasn't an accident. It was a message. But a message from who? And more importantly, why? Some sources claim this has everything to do with money, big money. Allegedly, Jim has been caught up in some serious financial disputes behind the scenes, and let's just say not everyone has been happy with him. Others believe it's deeper than that. Some industry insiders are hinting that Jim has stepped on the wrong toes, maybe said too much, maybe done too much, and this fight was just the beginning of something much bigger. But let's rewind for a second, because the fight itself, the details are insane. The video that leaked online is pure chaos. You can hear people screaming, gasping, even cheering as Jim and the mystery man go at it. Some passengers try to pull them apart, But once that kind of rage takes over, there's no stopping it. One witness described it as, "It was like something out of a movie." Jim didn't even hesitate. He was ready to throw hands. Another person said, "This wasn't a regular fight. This was personal and you could feel it." Now, let's talk about the aftermath. Jim was immediately pulled aside by security, and reports say the police were called to the scene. No confirmation yet on whether Jim was actually arrested, but one thing is clear: this moment changed everything. His team has been completely silent, no statements, no clarifications, nothing. Meanwhile, the man he fought vanished from the airport. Some say he was escorted out quietly. Others say he left on his own. But the fact that there's zero information on who he is, that's what's making people suspicious. And this is where the theories get even wilder. A well-known industry insider took to social media and dropped a cryptic post saying, "This was a setup." Jim walked right into it. Wait, what? If this was planned, who was behind it? And more importantly, why would they want to take Jim down like this? Here's where things get really interesting, because some sources claim that this isn't just about a personal feud or a bad business deal. This goes way deeper. Some people are even saying that Jim's career might never recover from this. And if the rumors are true, this fight was just the beginning of something much bigger brewing behind the scenes. And trust me, it's about to get even crazier. If you thought things were wild so far, buckle up, because we're just getting started. Right after the fight, Jim Jones was pulled aside by airport security, but here's where things take a dark turn. While everyone was focused on Jim, the mystery man disappeared. Now, how does that even happen? Think about it: in a major airport, in broad daylight, with cameras everywhere, this man just vanished into thin air. Something about this doesn't add up. That's when industry insiders started speaking out. One anonymous source, who claims to be very close to the situation, said, "This fight was way bigger than just Jim losing his temper. This was a planned hit, a setup." But a setup for what? And who was behind it? That's where the theories start getting even crazier.